Greetings wherever you are, and welcome to the Being Your Own CEO Success Circle. This Success Circle is intended as a support to solopreneurs. And we get together because we enjoy each other's company, we like exchanging information, and we do lots of experimenting as well. We also all give and receive support. You can discover what we stand for by reviewing our operating principles on this page. So I want to welcome any viewers who are out there and invite them to check in by telling us they're there and what they do in the comments section right on this page. And now it's time to introduce our green room participants this morning. So please do tell us where you are and what you do and anything that you might be excited about. So let's see. Vivek, you were here pretty early, so how would you like to begin?
Namaste. My name is Vivek, and vivektechnology.com is my website. I simplify things, or at least I try to, because I believe simplicity is the ultimate in sophistication. So I'm in the United Kingdom, England. It's fairly cold these days. I think yesterday or day before it snowed again. There was a lot of chaos. I must say, we British don't handle snow at all. two flakes of snow falls on a railway track and the trains will come to a standstill, all of them. It's all chaos.
Well, let me tell you, those of us who live in Victoria don't handle it very well either. So, unlike the rest of Canada. So, yeah. Well, I'm so happy that you were able to make it this morning.
Yeah, though I must say I shall be leaving in about half an hour's time, so I won't be here for
Right.
all of today's event. But yeah,
It's great
happy to
that
be
you,
here.
yeah, it's great that you came in anyway. Alana, how about you?
Greetings, everyone, coming to you from the Emerald Isle of Ireland, and it is about 4 o'clock in my time zone. My website is emptynester.blog.com, and I'm also a virtual assistant as well. And I suppose my exciting news is that I'm about to take on another client that I think is going to keep me very busy. So I'm excited about that. On the one hand, and on the other hand, it means that my other side business is going to have to be put on the back shelf. But that's okay because, it's all good.
Oh,
Money's money. Doesn't matter where it comes from. Well, you know what I mean.
So is this virtual assistant work or?
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Oh, cool.
I got a referral, and it's a woman in the States. And I've been connecting with her. We had to cancel our meeting today because she had something she needed to take care of. So I'm going to catch up with her again tomorrow to finalize our arrangement. And then, yeah, that'll be great. So things are really heating up in the virtual assistant world for me.
Perfect. Wow. And isn't it interesting that we can work internationally? Don't you just love it?
I do love that, and I especially love to work with people from the States because, my claim to fame is that I can get their work done before they wake up.
Oh, of course. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Oh, so happy that you made it this morning.
Thank you. Thank
Right
you.
on.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. So, Fred.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and particularly those who are enjoying the snow in England. I'm Fred Jones. I'm in Victoria on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, the same place as Lowell Iron is, although we've never met face to face yet.
No, we haven't.
But once again, it's wonderful how you can build relationships with people online. It is, you can build a community and build a tribe. It's phenomenal. I work with young people, and I'm doing that both face to face and online, and building groups of people to young people to help them with their communication and leadership skills. And it's been a lot of fun. It's a highlight of my life. One thing I did this week, which I've never really done before, and I'm sorry Tim isn't here, because I ended up painting a picture last night. My daughter, who lives in Victoria, arranged a charitable organization. It's called Paint Night, but it was for young students in Zambia in Africa. And so I ended up doing this painting. So it might be worth a lot of money one day, because it's the only painting I'll probably ever do. If I become famous, they say, "Oh, where's that painting that he showed?" So
Did you call that a paint-in?
It's called Paint Night.
Paint night. I have a friend who went to one of those, and she was trying to talk me into going.
What happens is they have all the canvases and all the paint, and then they tell you, okay, paint in your sky, and this is how you mix the paint. And then, okay, now for the clouds, you do this. And everybody's different. I mean, it's not like paint by numbers. It's, and everybody's boat was different. Some people didn't even have a boat. They built something out. They painted something else. And it was fun. It was really interesting. Within an hour, you've got something that looks like, and then they give you another time, a bit time to tidy it up a little bit. But it was good. It was a lot of fun.
Lots of chit chat, I bet you, as you were progressing.
Yeah, a lot of laughs, because some of the people really went crazy with their paints, did something totally different, or almost totally different. Said, where did that come from? But they were very creative, and some I think had painted before, so maybe that's why. To them, this was too simple, so they got very complex. But it was very enjoyable.
Oh, talk about kind of a neat thing to do in your community. Yeah.
And they raise money for students in Africa.
Oh, so you do this by donation or something?
No, you pay a certain amount of fee, and a percentage of it. They raise about $600 for the charity.
Oh, that's
and plus
wonderful.
They had other options there. There was draws, and there was a silent auction, and you could buy things that they had, and like bottles of candy or something to snack on while you're painting. So I don't know how much they raised in total.
Oh, right on. That's
maybe
cool.
$1,000.
Wow. Well, that sounds like fun. Maybe I shall give it a try. So, but happy you're here, Fred. And Jay, I see you. I almost missed you because I didn't see the little arrow in Zoom. You have to stay on top of the arrow.
I just blend in with the background. Hi, my name is Jay. My company is Magi Studios. And we help people get started in the world of online marketing through coach, consulting, and training. Excited to be here with whatever we're talking about.
Good morning. Nice to have you here, Jay.
Thank you.
Well, interesting enough, the two people who said they would like to talk about this are not here this morning. So, anyway, I almost missed you, Bill, but I remembered.
Well, I guess that's my cue. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bill. I'm coming to you from Belize, where my website is Bill Does Belize, but it's soon going to be Bill Did Belize as I focus on different things. But for the next year, I will be sharing information with people who are thinking about moving to Belize and want to make an informed decision. We are enjoying a cold front here, and I say enjoying it because that's brought us down to 83 degrees, and I can assure you that there is no snow on the ground. And although the ground is white, I can also assure you that the coral sands feel much better between your bare toes than snow does.
Yes,
and of course, a special good morning to Jay as well. And I will be watching the comments today, so if you're out in the audience, please let us know you're there. leave your feedback about today's subject, because actually it's about how we can support others, and that's one of the ways is by commenting in the stream, and it helps us direct the show in a sense that we can talk about what the audience wants, not just what we want to talk about. So,
Right.
thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for your support, Bill.
Oh, my pleasure.
We were talking before the recording began, and I would never have learned how to do any of this stuff. This is all for anybody who is out there. This is all being live streamed through OBS, Open Broadcast System, and Zoom, and so all the pieces. It's a little bit complex to put it up, put it all together. And of course, I forgot to unmute my mic this morning on the first intro. So, however, this will get better as time goes on. so yeah.
Before you go on, I just wanted to recognize that Gina is in the audience. She's joining that way today. So welcome, Gina.
Oh,
and
right on.
Also, a new name is, and I hope I don't butcher this, I'm sorry if I do, Javita Rain is joining us from Italy. So she says namaste from Italy and says, what a beautiful picture, Fred. So you're already worldwide in your artistic fame.
Cool. Well, and so welcome to, say that person's name again, Rena?
Javita.
Javita. Oh, well, welcome, Javita. I look forward to getting to know you. So, and welcome, Gina. And I'm glad you're out there because this is partially, I think the subject is partially due to a conversation you and I had, as well as Heidi, actually. But I do know that Heidi is attending an integral conference in Germany right now. So she and Mark will be presenting, I believe. So the topic for today was supporting your online friends. And so I thought I would throw out a couple of questions for people to ponder. So what would you say would be the benefits that if you're supporting them, what benefits do they receive? If you're doing something online, what benefit do they get?
Basically exposure.
Yeah.
So more exposure attracting a new audience, a potentially different audience. So, in a case where, and depending on the medium, if it's a YouTube video where you're doing an interview, then the person who's being interviewed could attract a whole new audience, a whole new set of subscribers, even something as simple as a link pointing to their website from a blog post that you've written, it doesn't need to be where you're introducing the actual individual. You can just link to a particular post that they've written that you've enjoyed and you feel that it's important to your own article. So there's certainly a mutual benefit to helping each other online, right? I mean,
so I'm glad you said mutual, because I was going to say, okay, so that's the benefit to them. They get exposure, but you get some benefit as well when you do that.
Yeah, in some cases, the person being interviewed or the person being linked to could also reach to their existing audience and let them know, oh, hey, Jay or Vivek mentioned me in his blog post. So then that could bring in a different audience from their tribe, from their community.
So it's really all about expansion, isn't it? Expanding out to new audiences.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just one aspect of helping each other online. Another one could be just genuinely actually helping them if they're stuck in a situation. If there's a technical glitch. The helping doesn't always need to be on the public forefront. It could be something where, if they need advice or something, where they ask about a a technical question or like an SEO question or something like that, where that individual feels confident that that other person would have the knowledge to be able to answer them. So, you know, often I find myself in those situations, especially with SEO. You know, I get private messages inside Wealthy Affiliate all the time about SEO, or people asking to, you know, if I could take a look at their sites and, oh, is this a good niche, and so on and so forth, which is fine. And I you know, I try to help, you know, every single person that comes in the door through private message. Admittedly, it does get overwhelming, you know, which then does take away from my own business, you know, in terms of the time management. So, but you know, there's, you know, I think it's really important to help one another, you know, just for the sheer fact of building your own karma pool, you know, turn it into an infinity pool.
I like that term, the karma pool. That's nice. Thank you for that. So, yeah, I certainly have received technical support and help from from you and from Bill and from Andrew and from Michael and from Tim and from Roland. I mean, it just the list goes on. Of the support and the information that we can give and receive from just sharing what we know. But I was trying to make a list in my own mind as to some of the ways, and some of them are pretty obvious. And I guess if we were thinking in terms of what goes on in the social networking field to begin with anyway, plussing or liking is considered, I suppose, one way of support. However, I sort of find that plussing and liking, I sometimes get the impression that people just run around and plus and like without really ever reading or that's all they do. They just do that, and they don't interact in any way.
I completely agree. It's the most passive form of help of showing support, you know, and the most showing support. I think the next level is to share the article or share the content versus just, you know.
Well, no,
I find no benefit.
Well,
I was just going to say. Sorry, let me just get my point across.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say that I find that there's no real immense benefit to you know, plus oneing or liking or whatnot. You know, although it looks nice, you know, from an SEO perspective, in my opinion, I think there's very little benefit to that.
Yeah.
Other than for maybe yourself, I mean, plus oneing in Google and Facebook likes. I mean, nobody knows what they mean. Nobody knows what the intention of the person who did that. I mean, some people do it to say they read your article. Some people do it to say that they liked your article. Some people just do it so that people see their name. So without some concrete definition of what is a plus one, what does it mean? It means nothing as far as analytics go.
Yeah.
But I think it does start the ball rolling. It does start the ball rolling.
Yeah, it can. And what it does for you is that, unfortunately, these algorithms out there now for Facebook and Google don't seem to trust us to know what we like and what we want to follow. So, I mean, I don't even see my sister's posts anymore because I used to read them, but I never actually pushed like. Now, I don't know why I didn't, but I don't typically just go liking things just because it's up there. And I no longer see my sister's posts because Facebook decided, because I don't like her posts, I'm no longer interested in my sister. And they don't trust me to know or to decide that I am interested in my sister. So the plus one and the like, you know, can benefit you as far as, you know, letting Google algorithms know what you want. But I mean, are they measurable by the person you're giving them to? I don't know. Facebook might be a little bit better because they have emoticons where you can actually say wow, or you can say you're happy, or whatever they're talking about, you're sad about it. So, I mean, that gives maybe a bit more feeling than just a +1. But
Well, and in Google Plus, if somebody pluses something, it shows up in my notifications, and that feels good. But when you see that over and over and over, you begin to realize that it really has no meaning. So, but I was going to say, so plussing or liking, that's one level, but another level of showing support would be to add a comment. And I find myself doing that once in a while. Like sometimes I might say something that would indicate the value I got from whatever it was. And when I'm doing that, I usually do plus that person's name so that they're aware that I did respond. So I think commenting is another way that we can show support. But the resharing, and I want to say something about that. I can't believe how dumb I've been. So here's an example. On Google Plus, I have a collection called Embrace Aging. And there is Heidi and Mark who have a whole series of conscious aging. Where they do weekly sessions with very interesting people who share really interesting things. And it just occurred to me not very long ago, well, why the heck don't I share that into my conscious aging? I don't, or my Embrace Aging collection. And I mean, I think she noticed some kind of more interaction from her end, because I know that the people that follow my collections are different people from people who just follow me in Google Plus, ordinarily. So, I mean. But as we were talking about sharing, I know, Bill, you have some thoughts around that, resharing, because you need to really pay attention to the audience, and you only want to share to that audience that would be where it would be of interest.
yeah, and it goes back to sharing is caring, but it's not always. I mean, and what I was referring to is that most of my followers are people that are in a community I belong to, user to user live. So when those people share something, for me to share it right back to the same people, and for somebody else to come along and share mine back to the same people, I mean, at some point that can become spammy. So, I mean, it's great if you have a totally different audience somewhere, then sharing is great for both people. It lets your people, know what you're about, and it shares that other person to them and gives them the opportunity to meet new friends. But if we're all just interacting in the same community, which I find myself doing more and more lately, then sharing may not be caring. It may actually be a pain in the,
Yeah. Well, and there's sharing, and then there's resharing. So I might go to I don't know, Jay. I might go to your website and see something that I think would be of interest to a group that, let's say, my supports to solopreneurs. It's really nice to find a Google Plus button there where I can actually post a link to that article somewhere in one of my collections. But then the other way is to reshare within various platforms, and that's I'm not sure that gives as much value to the person you're sharing. I don't know. What does everybody else think about that?
I think coming to what Bill was saying, in the context that he was saying, possibly it would make sense if he shares, if not all, some information from the user to user community to the public. Not all, some of it. It may make sense because people who are not aware of user to user community then may suddenly get to know the community, and then but that doesn't mean, I mean, doesn't solve the problem of sharing it to your community. You can share it to the public.
Yeah.
The whole thing about us creating articles and creating content and running a business is about caring and is about helping people.
Absolutely.
And then the secondary element is earning an income based on that. We're all helping other people. Like Fred's helping today's youth, right? And as just one example, and Alana is helping other business owners, by offering assistance and so on and so forth. I mean, I could list everyone here, and with their business model, it's all about helping each other, or helping people that they don't know, or helping people with certain situations. So, the way that I see internet marketing is it's putting yourself in front of people who need help with a specific niche and a specific reality. So, if you're able to accomplish that with just your content and blogging and all that, I think that's fantastic. And then if someone likes it and shares it and plus ones it and gives it a thumbs up or a toe to the sideways, whatever, right? Whatever is today's way of showing support, then that's just the cherry on top, So, and that's at least that's the way that I look at things in terms of what I do for business, and as a result, I've been able to help a lot of people through writing content, through doing webinars, and through doing one-on-one consultations and doing stuff for clients. I've helped a business earn an annual award and be the most profitable franchise in North America, as a result of my efforts, right? So, and personally, I don't need any kind of accolade, award, or mention myself. I'm just not that type of person where I need that pat on the back from other. I don't need the recognition. I've never needed recognition. So, yeah, that's just my whole philosophy about, running a business. It's all about helping people, and you earn a profit from it, not earning a profit by helping people. I do it the other way around. So.
Right.
And I think that's a really important mindset.
Helping people. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Is having the mindset of that you're helping people and earning profit, not earning profit by helping people.
Yes.
First the two.
Yeah. So, I mean, there were some other ways that we can support our online friends. I mean, this Hangout, or it's not a Hangout anymore, it's a Zoom. This Success Circle is another example. I mean, my original intent for this was to provide a platform for people who are sort of new at doing all of this, so that they could come in and practice and raise their comfort level, and also to learn new things that the other members are ready to share. So certainly I'm very much aware that those of us that come to this on a weekly basis, we've done a lot of helping each other, cross helping and so forth. So this kind of thing is another way to support people. But I was thinking also that collaborating. We were chit-chatting the other last week, I think, about what goes on in Twitch, and the way that within Twitch that you can I mean, you can profile somebody else's videos on through your channel. And we were sort of speculating that there might be a way to cross promote each other. Take, for example, somebody who's on the other side of the continent. We could be, if I've gone to bed, somebody else could be profiling my stuff, and vice versa. So there are ways to, I think, collaborate and help each other that way. That deserves a whole lot more explanation on my part, or exploration on my part. I think that there's going to be some potential there as we explore that a little bit more. But go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it's called hosting someone else's channel.
Yeah.
And it's literally just the click of a button. And what happens is, when you're done your live stream, you just click who you want to host, and all of the followers and watchers who are watching your channel will go kind of whoosh over to their channel. They actually get notified as to someone hosting, or someone brought all of these people. So like, if I just finished a show and I've got like 500 people watching live, all of those people will now all of a sudden see whoever I'm choose to host. So, and obviously there'll be a big drop off there, right? Because they may not be interested in that other person. But on the other hand, it may help them, where they might get new subscribers. Maybe they like what they're talking or doing. So, and it's a very, very common practice within Twitch. And oftentimes it's someone who that person admires their channel, so they'll go like, oh, here you go, and there's also a great benefit there if you send your host over, or you host someone else's channel that's like more popular than yours. They may like that, and they may do the law of reciprocity, where they feel obligated psychologically to do that to you in the near future, right?
Yeah, I was quite excited about some of the potential over there. So that is a place for all of us to go in and explore around. And Bill, I know, shared with us last night, you've been in there playing around and starting to realize that there's some potential over there as well. So, is Bill still here?
Bill's not here.
Oh, he must have fallen off. His
yeah, the sand in the toes got to him, I guess.
Right. So I see a note here from Vivek. He says he has to drop off because he has to go somewhere. So thanks for coming, Vivek.
Yeah,
Right.
namaste, and I soon will be playing it back and enjoying the rest of the discussion, but I have to drop off. Yeah,
Right.
namaste.
Building your own karma pool, right, Vivek?
Yeah.
So, but there are a few other ways. One thing that I notice is the concept of interviewing somebody. I know that Heidi, for example, brought me onto her show a couple of years ago and interviewed me, and we talked about things. And I know that Heidi did the same for Gina. And so there are ways to support our online friends that way, by bringing people in and interviewing them and providing them with a platform to profile what they do. So, or even inviting somebody in to do a presentation of some sort, to share something that they do. So I mean, there are lots of ways, especially when we're looking at these Hangouts and Zoom meetings and so forth. There are lots of ways to show our support for our friends that way. And I think that I think that's just it keeps the interest up for that person as well as the group. So it's really good. So now there was one other thing that came to my mind, and we haven't talked about this much, but I mean, a lot of us have affiliate links, and we do online shopping, etc., etc. And it struck me that I should be collecting people's affiliate links so that when I go online shopping, I can use their affiliate links so that they get the commission. And I don't know that that we've talked about that much. So Alana, what about you? I know you do you use affiliate links?
I do. I do have two websites. One of them is a techie site that I was using Amazon links on, and then I have my WA Empty Nester blog site that uses Wealthy Affiliate links on there. This topic has actually been touched on in Wealthy Affiliate. I think someone had made a post about some sort of a co-opting place where everyone could put their site links and stuff, and people could use each other's links. And I don't know if that's considered gray hat or black hat. So I'd be interested to hear what Jay thinks about that. But I do think it's a really nice idea. And I also liked your idea about the whole interviewing other people on your site, especially if they're in a similar niche, or you just want to show a different aspect of your site by promoting, like, say, for instance, if I interviewed you, it would be a different way to say how to make money online doing what you do, and maybe find out how you started and your background, etc. So yeah. To answer your question, I use affiliate links. I got kind of sidetracked there.
So you see, I mean, if I have I just have a little notebook where I have a few people's affiliate links, and I try to use those if I'm shopping. Yeah. So what do you think, Jay? Is the Alana's idea, is that gray hat?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
The problem is that with 1.3 million user base inside Wealthy Affiliate, there's going to be one person that's going to try to manipulate the system. You know, just the law of averages says so. You know, there's going to be at least one person that's going to try to game the system, and that's just the reality of it. And unfortunate, reality of society, whether it be through financial, maybe they're hungry, right? Maybe they're trying to feed their kids, whatever, right? But the reality is that's just happened. So as a result of that unfortunate society reality, I think they have to, there's a line in the sand that has to be drawn in terms of doing that, and there, it just, I know for a fact it would just cause a stir. Not with the owners, but just with members. We shouldn't be doing this and that.
Oh, really?
It's just like, yeah, it's just, it's like running it's like running a nonprofit organization. There's going to be too many chefs in the kitchen. So,
and if I could just say, how do you even rank something like that? Because there's going to be people there that are going to say, well, how come that link gets a higher priority than my link simply because I haven't been here long enough, or my site's not big enough, or I don't have that many followers, or blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was,
I could see where the infighting would happen. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there a while ago, there used to be a thing where, you share two posts. Like you share two other people's posts before you post your own in the particular thread, right? So, give two, take one type of thing. And that's very similar to the site comments. And I think that's a great system in itself, is the site comments. Because basically you're getting two free mini writers to write stuff on your existing post. So, and there's a huge influx there. So, but, I think sharing affiliate links is like with what Leland is saying. I think that's a fine idea, And Laulan, thank you for the 30 cents. Really good. Appreciate it. So after the webinar, we have our Friday night hangouts, and I recommended that book, How to Write Copy That Sells. And she said, give me your affiliate link. So I dropped the affiliate link. I actually just checked, and it's 30 cents. So thank you for the 30 cents.
But that is...
And that doesn't buy you a coffee, but at least you can carry the lid around for the next one you get.
Yeah, exactly. I've got the sugar packet in my pocket, so it's coffee on layaway.
Well, I mean, when you're starting out on affiliate, Amazon affiliate, it's even a small thing is because you have to have so many sales in the first X number of days in order to maintain your listing. So even if it's only 2 cents, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Funny, I actually got my first check from Germany, my Amazon check from Germany. It was about $1,100.
wow.
In euro. So yeah, in euro. So it's like $2,000 in Canadian. So.
Oh dear. Well, and I hope that somebody is going to do some in-depth instruction in and around that whole Amazon affiliate, because I know I've had several people buy using links from me, but it doesn't show up.
I actually know what my course got pulled because it has to get updated. So.
Oh. Well, yes. Well,
I wrote a course on it on one link, but it got pulled because I have to update it. So
right,
my connection is unstable.
All right, that's too bad. So, but
the bottom line is there's lots of creative ways that we can find to help other people. I mean,
yes.
One thing I've been thinking of lately is that, thanks to the last few weeks, I'm really looking at maybe using Twitch to do something. I'm not online to make money. I'm online to help other people, like Jay was talking about earlier. And my passion now has kind of moved from helping people come to Belize to learning about the free tools that are available online. So that, you can do pretty professional presentations with a lot of the free stuff that's out there, and people just don't know about it. So creating, another person, Andrew from User to User Live, gave me the idea, well, if you're sitting on your computer all day creating, why not record that stuff? That's content. And to me, after reviewing Twitch for the last 3 or 4 days pretty intensively, that seems like a great platform to do that type of thing. But in addition, when I decide that I need an hour's downtime, or I need to go for my nap or whatever, I could very easily put on one of my friends' shows, whether it be the Plus Word show that Michael Daniels does Friday night, or Heather Crafter's art show on Tuesday mornings after this one, or this show.
Yeah.
And that would give exposure to a totally new audience, where, obviously it's going to help me because they're going to be watching me on my channel. But if I can get 5 or 6 people out of 100 people watching to go over to your YouTube channel and become part of your audience, then that's a great way to share things, I think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Now, there's a couple of other things that occurred to me as we were chatting here about showing support. One of them is making referrals, referring people. When you discover somebody has a need, and somebody who does it, to actually make an official referral. And one of the ways that I've done that is strictly by email, by introducing 2 people by email, and giving the reason that I'm doing it. This person has said they need such and such, and this person does a great job on this and this. So here you go. And I've done that many times, and I think that's another great way to show support for
absolutely.
somebody.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's like gangsters vouching for each other, you know. This is Lalette. She's a friend of ours.
You better like her because
Yeah,
we like her. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. But my whole local SEO company is based on referrals, right? Specifically the one specific franchise brand. They're a very close knit community across North America, and they all say, oh, you know, like they say, well, how do you get this? How did you rank in the Google for that, right? And then they'll say, well, this guy did it, right? And then they contact me, and then and it happens over and over again. So yeah, absolutely. It's all and it's really as a result of the good performance that you do. You know, bottom line, it's you know, if you do a really good job so that the client is satisfied, then you pass the good word on. You know, the gospel of you know of the good performance. So, you know, without a doubt. And I do the same thing. If I have a great experience with a client or a great experience with someone who I've hired to do work for, I will spread the word. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's really
it starts with giving and caring and being helpful. I mean, the best way I think to grow you're going to build your own audience organically. But at some point, this is my experience, is that it kind of maxed out. The people that were going to find me found me. Now, some new people are finding me. But when I started posting in other platforms and trying to be helpful there as well, I mean, it built a bit of authority with those people, enough for them to come and find my website. So I think, and I have another friend who recently started following, you know, top contributors and really trying to help the top contributors be top contributors in Google. So now, of course, they're finding him, and that whole audience has really helped him, like getting YouTube subscriptions and people following him. So I think it's important too, not to just rely on organic and become kind of stagnant. You have to go out there, you have to find other communities, you have to be helpful there and tap in on their people too, not steal them, but be available to them. And, you know, they'll follow both.
You know, Zoom should have a community, if they don't already, like a Zoom users community, a Zoom users Google Plus community or something like that, or even a Facebook group or something. That would be kind of cool to see, because there's obviously a ton of people that are using the platform that might have interesting topics that you want to attend. You know, it's like networking. It's like going to networking events. You know, those are often, you know, a blast to go to, because they're fun. You really get to meet interesting people. So, and there's people doing all sorts of interesting events, online events. I mean, look at that's how Twitch runs its entire platform. You know, it's interesting video game events. That was how it started. So I think that's a great idea.
And it's interesting that you say that, because our friend Andrew Hatchett over in the user to user live community, not to get off, well, I guess it's still on topic. He opens a Zoom room every morning at 11 o'clock Eastern time, and it's open all day. 12 hours till 11 o'clock at night Eastern time. And people can just come in, ask whatever questions they want about Zoom or Google products, or, I mean, there's usually always somebody in there to help you. And I thought, what a great way to open yourself up to people. I mean, he can work on another computer. When somebody comes in, he gets the little ding dong noise and he just drops what he's doing, and he helps people at their leisure, as opposed to, I'm here for an hour every day, come if you can kind of thing. People can come, they can screen share, they can get whatever advice they need. And I thought that was a great use of a free platform.
Yeah, it is. So
yeah, that's pretty awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Who is this person that does this?
Andrew Hatchett.
Andrew Hatchett, who is one of the co-owners of User to User Live, which is a Google community.
Oh, okay.
Google Plus.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Has he been on one of your hangouts, Lynn?
Yeah, he's been here 2 or 3 times. But there's a conflict, you see. He's got his thing that's open all the time, so he drops by every now and again.
I guess you can't have 2 Zooms running at the same time. Makes sense. Unless you're in different computer.
He actually does, but he can't participate in both.
No.
Well, I guess he can even participate in both, but it
Yeah.
gets kind of
You're
crazy
gonna have to
participating.
split your brain in half.
He actually wears his earbuds for one underneath his headphones for the other. And he attends every Zoom meeting that they have, and some days they have 4 of them a day. And he's really dove deep into the micro cracks of Zoom.
Right.
To the
To
point
show
where
Shine a laser pointer at him or something, right?
Yeah, and I'm sure he'd love to come on one morning and
yeah.
talk about Zoom and that type of thing. But
Yeah. If we would like to, well, he's going to start. He told us last night he's going to start a new series. So maybe that would be something. Would be maybe he would like to come on and talk about what it'll be about and how to access it. That would be good. Yeah. So there is one other way that we can support one another that came to my mind as Jay was talking, and that is writing reviews. So if a person has a Google My Business account, you can just you can actually access their business through maps, and there's a place right there where you can write reviews. So that's another way that you especially if you've used somebody's service and it's been a good experience, then it's good to go in and do that kind of thing.
or just do it in the comments
Yeah.
of whatever they're putting out. I mean, it's great to have your business out there and exposure, but a lot of us are our own brand. For somebody to go into the comments and said, hey, I called Lowell Ann one morning and she helped me for an hour, with doing something. I mean, that says a lot about you as a person and how you're able to help people. And, the fact that they're thankful and they mention that publicly means a lot to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does. So I've covered quite a few. Can anybody think of any other ways that this is done? Oh, I see Fred. That looks like he probably has to go. Or does it mean you want to speak?
It means both. I want to speak before I go.
Okay.
I've listened now. I have not said anything since the introduction, and obviously a few thoughts have gone through my mind. The benefits that I find, and the reason I come regularly, even though I may not have a lot to contribute, there are times I know I've said a lot and other times I've said little, but there's been enormous benefits for me just to join this group. I'll mention some of them. The one thing that's been very helpful is I've noticed build a community. I've got to know people around the world, like Ilana in Ireland and Heidi. Now, Heidi has interviewed me thanks to a referral that you've given. And she's even helped me, assisted me. She wanted to subscribe to my newsletter and found that it wasn't working and the link wasn't working to subscribe. That helped me as well because I sorted that out very quickly, but I wasn't even aware of that. So the community, now that's also helped me enormously because I am trying to build communities with young people. And I know from the experience I've had with everybody who's helped me on this, and I could name them, how Roland has helped me, et cetera, that I believe they will build communities. And that's important for them to learn to be part of a team or part of a group and find their own tribe, which is what Jay's mentioned. You find a tribe. And that's what I find is a learning that I've got from this group that I can pass on to the young people. And it really has assisted me with that because I know my experience here is an experience I think they should gain as well. The referrals, I think, is very key. I've had referrals. In fact, Loan, you referred a group in Toronto who helps people as far as security and safety, and young people need to learn that. So that group is very important, and I now track what they have to say because you mentioned it to me. You were aware of what I'm doing, and you thought, hey, here's something that'd be interesting. So I do get referrals. Roland is helping me actually with my website and upgrading it. So that has been phenomenal. The exposure that you get, I think, has been very a great assistance to me because people now know a little bit more about what I'm doing, and I have had referrals because of that. So just the fact that I might sit here and say very little, I have benefited enormously from this group. So that's what I want to maybe make in a statement, that you may not realize how much you have assisted me, everyone in this group, just what I've learned and seen and heard that we can. And I've never met anyone in this group face to face. Yet I feel part of a community now. And that's what I want young people to learn as well. It's very important. So there's been enormous benefit. And I just want to end by saying, on your operating principles, there's three things. The first, well, three things, there's more than that. But the first one was relationships before business. That was yours. And that's what it's all about. You build relationship before you can sell anything anyway. If you don't have a relationship, they're not going to be interested. The second one was the Zig Ziglar one. And this is key because it's been mentioned even by Jay, by helping people and of course, build. But Zig Ziglar, you can get everything in life and business if you help enough people get what they want. And I believe two words are solving problems. If you solve people's problems, you have a business. So that is, I have a 20-year-old who I've known since he was 12, who runs two businesses. And I said to him, well done, you're solving people's problems. That's why you're so successful in those two businesses. And I mean, I coached him when he was, 12 years old, and now he's 20 and running two businesses, and he's solving problems. That's exactly what he's doing. So that's what Zig Ziglar said. And then, of course, what Bill says, his third one, and he's just said it all the time here, be helpful with no exceptions. And if you are helpful, and that's what Jay says as well.
And with no expectations as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Be helpful with no expectations.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what that'll do. Help people solve problems, and you're in business.
I love that you brought up that community building. I love that because that, I mean, it's I guess it is the finding your tribe, but it does make a difference for people.
It makes a difference in so many ways. I'm competing in a Toastmasters competition, and one of the three things on if you want to change things is find like-minded people, find your tribe, because then you will be able to make that change. If it's you want to go running, or you want to learn how to paint, or you want photography, or you want to learn how to use Google Hangouts, or whatever you want, find a group of people, like-minded people, and you will then make that change. It's very important. That's part of my speech.
Oh, good. Cool.
Anyway, that's it. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Fred.
Time I said something, but I really do enjoy it.
Oh, thank you for your comments.
Oh, and the last one is Rupert has climbed up on my lap, and it means I'm sitting for an hour without moving, so he can sit on my lap. So even Rupert's benefiting.
Well, hold him up. He is part of the community now.
Yeah, right.
Hey, say hello to everybody, Rupert. Hi. So even he's benefiting from this.
What a gorgeous dog.
Yeah, he is. He's lovely.
Yeah. So I see we're at the top of the hour. Any parting comments on the part of anyone this morning?
I just wanted to mention that Heidi, and I apologize to the people in the audience, HP, I don't know, not the sauce, my computer decided that I needed to reboot in the middle of the show, so I don't have access to the comment display option anymore for some reason. But I did want to mention what Gina Donaldson said, and it's exactly what Fred just said, and what we all say is that she says, when I build my network, it is not for me. Rather, it is for my clients and hopefully their clients. I am keen to help others be successful and figure my time will come somehow. And that's just a perfect rewording of what Zig Ziglar says. If you help enough other people get what they need, you will get what you need. And
well, that's probably a really good place to end our conversation. I hope that those who are watching have gained something. And yes, I love the concept of building a community. It's just a wonderful thing. So I'm going to remind everyone as a closing comment, it's important to do what you love with passion. That's always been my comment. So hopefully we will see you all again next week at the same time. So bye for now, and I'm going to move into my ending piece here.